Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to African Brand Academy Podcast, your top number one African podcast on brand development and digital transformation, giving you insight and effective strategies to grow, scale, and promote your brand. Here are your hosts, Sharon Afre.
Hi guys, good day and welcome to another episode on the African Brand Academy podcast with Ifeoluwa here, one of my favorite money gurus. We'll be talking about the money aspect of branding today. For a brief introduction, Ife is a certified financial instructor, money expert, and author that teaches how to make, grow, and protect your money through financial literacy and investment. So she's a strong believer that everybody can attain financial freedom only if they know how to. And she's the founder of MTWI, created to provide millennials and Gen Zs with financial education that is practical, the knowledge needed to take control of their finances, and the power to make informed decisions to financially secure their future selves. And she's also the co-host of Money Talks with Fair and K. It's also a financial education podcast focused on equipping millennials still with adequate financial education to thrive with honest and hard work in this morally confused society, like they say. Welcome, Ife. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All
It's a
right.
pleasure.
Okay. So today we'll be talking on the role of budgeting for business success, the importance of budgeting, how what role it plays in scalability and growth, and how you can also do simple budgeting that is easy to maintain. But before we get into the details, I'd want to hear from you, Ife. What was it like building a personal brand in finance and investment? How did you get started and how far have you come?
Thank you. That's a very interesting question. So I started my brand in 2019,
Okay.
and it was birthed from a place of passion because I really just wanted to share what I was learning and practicing in my personal finance with young people like myself.
Okay.
So that was how I started Money Talks with Fair. And so far, with branding, I would just say my brand is just being relatable, being honest about the struggles, and just being realistic. Of course, with personal finance, there is still a little bit of academic part to it that might sound boring,
Yeah.
but I tend not to forget that this is real life. These are people's realities. So that is what I try to focus my brand around. And so far, it's been good. It's been good. And like I said, just being relatable helps with me and with my niche, and again being consistent, showing up. I also like to have some other things that if you're a follower of my page on social media, you would instantly recognize my post when you see it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't even have my face because I try to be consistent with what people see every time they come across my post, and little things like that have really helped on my journey.
Okay. That's good. So what were you doing before you started branding finance?
Yes, so before and right now, I'm a serial entrepreneur. So
Okay.
before I made this a proper business, like I said, it started out as a passion project. I've done a lot of things and I'm still doing a lot of things. I have
Yeah.
businesses that bring in inflow, and also my current business now is bringing in inflow and growing gradually. I think I officially started operating it as a business this year, at the beginning of this year. So we're just about officially a year old in business, but the brand is older than that. So before businesses, I had a confectionery outfit, which was like baking cakes, desserts for events, and things like that. I've also done a lot of other things that if I probably start listing them, you'll
Wow.
be like, a jack of all trades. So yeah, I do get my hands into a lot of things. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's good. Okay, so let's dive into budgeting, right? Can you like give me, because I'm serious, like I'm a science student here, and I there's if there's one course I couldn't really understand, it was accounting. As a matter of fact, I feel like at this year, beginning or last year thereabout, I still had to meet my junior sister who is still in secondary school to explain certain things accounting related to me, because I still struggle badly with it, to be honest. So, and she wasn't able to actually even help, and I was really shocked. But these things are what stays with us for a long time. I want to talk about budget. Like, what is your simplest definition of it, and like, how does it affect the business, and how does it also promote the scalability and growth?
Hmm. It's a very good question. So, I know that a lot of people, when they hear about budgeting, they think about, oh, the numbers. I don't want to look at the numbers. But see budgeting this way. Budgeting is just you telling your money where to go. That's it. That's what budgeting is all about.
Okay.
Like I said, it's always good to make these things very relatable because it's about your life, everyone's life. Because finances, financial literacy, all these things, they affect our lives personally. So
Mm,
see budgeting as you just telling your money where to go. And that removes the any mental blockage you might have about the complexity of it and whatnot. So budgeting is such a powerful tool, and honestly, as we are being relatable, I budget, but most times I also have a system in place that ensures that I don't live outside of my budget, right?
yeah.
And makes it budgeting is a powerful tool because budgeting gives you structure in your finances and in your business, personal finance and business finance, right? If you don't
Okay.
know your inflow and you don't know what is going out, you won't be able to make informed decisions to help you utilize your financial resources to the optimal level. It's just
Mm,
like you're walking around blindly financially when you don't like do things like budgeting or look at the numbers of what is coming in, what is going out, how are we using this
yeah.
fund, channel this into this aspect of business for us to grow this way. And that's the greatest benefit of budgeting rather. I also like the fact that it eases a lot of financial anxiety, at least personally for me. So the other benefit of budgeting that I love is the fact that it helps you to ease financial anxiety because when you know where your money is going, how much is coming in, how you're using your resources, it helps you to just calm down and know that you have control over your finances. Because what happens when people have say, "Oh, I'm overwhelmed this finance thing. I don't even know where all my money is going. I don't even know if this business is working. I don't even know this. I don't even know that." It's all because you don't have the information you need to give you control, a feeling of control over your finances, and that comes with budgeting. So, budgeting is a very powerful tool, and with scaling business, it cannot even be overemphasized. One thing about business, I've done a lot of businesses and I've made a lot of mistakes as well. And one mistake I've made is that I made in the past rather is that when you're doing a business out of passion or you really love what you're doing or you want to make money, it is easy for you as an entrepreneur to just keep putting all your financial resources into a particular business without actually
Mm,
channeling the resources in the way it's supposed to go. I don't know if that makes sense. However, I'm saying it right.
it makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You are so passionate that you're just pumping in this money, but you're not looking at the numbers. You're not looking, is this am I utilizing this my financial resources the right way? Is it this area of my business I should focus on? Should I stop marketing on Facebook and focus on TikTok? Which one is bringing in more money? Which one, how can I maximize what is coming in? Do I need five staff or I just need two that are efficient and this is what we can afford? And with this, we'll scale our business in the next 1 year. We should be able to, it gives you a clearer picture on how your business is doing and how you're running the business, because everyone is in business to make profit, right? And if the numbers don't make sense, if the financial resources are coming in and you're not utilizing them appropriately, that business will run to the ground one day.
Mm.
Yeah, so when you have growth and scalability in mind, you have to always look at the numbers, budget, look at what is coming in, what is going out, how you're utilizing that resource, the financial resources that is coming in for you as a business. And of course, when you see the numbers, you have clarity, you'll be able to make the right decisions, the right business decisions to move your brand forward.
Okay, so that's wow, wow. I think I'm overwhelmed. Well, does this budget happen with like you? Does this happen under financial planning? Setting my budget and all. Does it happen in financial planning, or is it a different thing from financial planning?
It's all involved. They are all interconnected. So, like I said, all these terminologies, don't let it don't let it, yeah, let's just focus on what it does, the end result. Budgeting is you telling your money where to go. Financial planning entails a lot of things, but budgeting is also part of financial planning because you're planning for your money, literally. So um, it's all interconnected.
So, what are some other things that are in financial planning?
A lot. It depends on the phase you are in business or in personal life.
Okay.
I guess for the sake of this podcast, we're focusing on business, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was still going to ask if personal brands need to do budget too, but I was I was coming later. But now you asked, I don't know. It's is this something for everybody, for both business brand and corporate brands and personal brands?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I've not seen any company on stock market, any multi-billion dollar company or multi-million dollar company that doesn't have a sort of budget for their year to run. It's for any successful business. It's a must for you to grow that business, for you to scale that business. You must look at the numbers. And remember, it's just you telling your money where to go, and you not working your entrepreneurial journey blindly, just out of passion. Entrepreneurs can be very passionate and they forget to look at that. Profit is important. So how are we spending this money? How are we utilizing this money? It's very important. So for corporate brands, personal brands, yes, across board, very important. You must look at the finance, you must look at the budget, you must have one, you must work on one and be true to yourself when you're writing a budget. Because you cannot lie. It's like
Mm.
looking at yourself in the mirror and then you're lying to yourself. So you budgeting is like you looking at the, for a lack of better word, the nakedness of your business, of your personal brand.
Mm.
You are looking at it the way it is. So yeah.
Yeah. Because okay, thinking about it now, for instance, you might understand what I want to say. I got Tesla stock early February, they're
Okay.
about February month they're about. And to be honest, I'm not even sure. I don't know when Elon said made his tweet about buying Twitter and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But ever since this whole Twitter massacre,
Hmm.
I was reading the news this morning and then I was checking my investments and I saw that Tesla hit this all time low for the past like 2 years or so, gotten below 160 or so mark.
Hmm.
And when I was trying to understand what happened, it was because he was, taking money from his shares in the Tesla this thing and was trying to fund Twitter
Yeah.
and other things also. So he keeps taking money from these things and he's losing value as a personal brand.
Hmm.
He and especially the fact that he's also losing value in his personal brand because of I had this whole trust in him that no matter what, I feel I can leave my money in Tesla stock for years to come. I'm not going to flinch because I saw him as this visionary. But
Hmm.
looking at the choices he made through this year, I'm like, why? Like, why did you have to do this? Because I
Oh.
just keep leaving it, and I'm like, thinking at this point, I said no. And then I saw yesterday's stock was the worst in the past 2 years. And I'm like, I had to go back to 5 years. How did this start? Where did this guy go wrong? And I'm seeing the fact that even your apart from budgeting or in the money aspect of your business and even in the longevity of your business, your personal brand as the CEO or the founder still affects your company in some way sort, and how people view you as as a leader and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You made a statement about Elon, since we're on this matter today, is that you saw him as a visionary, or you still see him as a visionary. And honestly, a lot
Yeah,
of people invested in Tesla because the guy, anything he touches or creates turns to gold. You know, he
yeah,
started at a very young age. He has a great track record of building successful businesses, but like
mm,
you rightly said, it's not enough to be a genius, right? You also have to, your personal brand affects, your business, like you rightly said. Him being a visionary was what was selling Tesla, in all honesty, because for a long time I even said people should
yeah,
get Tesla stock because it didn't have the
mm,
fundamentals to back the market. Okay, I'm going into financial talk now, but please just bear with me. It didn't have the fundamentals to back the market valuation it was getting. At the time that it
yeah,
was selling for as high as back then before they had the stock split, it was going for as high as
mm.
$1,500 per share. It didn't.
Yeah, that's when I even bought. That at that period was before the split was when we bought now, and then
It
the
did.
split happened somewhere this year.
Yeah, yes, it did. Yes, there was a
Yeah,
split before. They've done two splits now. So it didn't have the profit, the numbers on his financial statements to back up the valuation. But
mm,
what was selling Tesla stocks, what made it so hot, was because everybody knows Elon Musk is a visionary. But in the past few years, he has made some erratic choices that has made a lot of investors question that. And of course, with the fact that he started selling off part of his Tesla ownership, and something is
mm,
really start doing that is like you are telling investors that you don't trust in your brand as much anymore. It's not exactly what you're saying, but most investors will interpret it that way.
mm,
So
yeah.
a lot is just going on with that. And yeah, I'm happy you brought it up.
Yeah, because like it took Tesla stock on the real down low. Like, hey, I've never seen it this bad before. And now I was trying to like remove because of the platform I was using. I'm trying to migrate to another investment platform. So I was trying to sell my stock so that I can buy in on that platform.
Mm,
And then I've been waiting for Tesla to just hit close to my mark. Hit
mm,
just close to my mark for me to withdraw. And I'm like, I think I'm just going to leave it there for whenever it matures. Let me
yeah,
go and do what I'm doing on that place. But
yes.
this I just there's one thing I said that I really is a take home for me too, is the fact that your personal brand still affects your corporate brand by far, whether it concerns money. Because even a few weeks back I still saw in the news that there was a board meeting to in regards to Tesla, as whether he's still fit for a CEO because of I think some things that happened.
Mm,
Because not only the fact that yes he's a genius, but he's also human, so it's okay to make mistakes and choices. But the way the whole Twitter thing played out is like, okay, yes, you're a genius, but almost you're careless with certain things. Like, it's not just your money, other people's money is involved. And then he, even he entered Twitter, and then I don't know how long it's going to take him before he takes Twitter to the gold, since what he touches is almost gold sometimes. I don't know. He doesn't even have plans for Twitter, like he said. That he should just let's see how it goes. So people are even like deleting their Twitter accounts, and the people are leaving Twitter every day. And even the former owner of Twitter, is now trying to open another social media account. Definitely,
that's
people will
that.
migrate. I don't know,
Was,
especially because it's a new platform. People will definitely
mm,
migrate.
mm.
So I don't know. Like, I'm just looking at it. Like, will Tesla even survive this downfall? Like, will he actually go back to the normal? Like, or it's going to actually even take time. I feel it's going to take time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because definitely December time is when people actually remove their stock regardless.
Mm,
December people are like selling and selling because of the holiday and start buying January. So if you're even looking I feel what I just made up my mind is that if I'm looking to sell my Tesla stock, it's probably going to be February, March. By that time
mm,
some things have, but I'm still even scared because these people are talking about recession back to back. Like anywhere I go, I'm hearing there's going to be a recession 2023, there's going to be Great Depression
mm,
due to their economy over there. So I'm like,
mm,
when is this going to end? Or should I just sell now that I have the chance? Or it might even go, it might hit lower than this. Like, let me
mm.
know your thoughts, yeah.
Yes. So, what I would say to this is, um, I have one rule when it comes to stock investing, right? And that rule is,
Okay.
if I cannot hold the company long term, I don't buy their stocks. If I don't genuinely
Mm,
believe in the sustainability of the company, I won't buy their stocks.
yeah.
Right.
Mm,
And why is this important? Is because of times like this, right? The market goes up,
mm,
it comes down. And stock, if you are into stock investing, you should have it at the front, not at the back, at the front of your mind that there will be bear markets when the market is down and it looks like, oh, the world wants to end. But one thing you should
mm,
also know about the stock market is that it would it will always rebound, but it will always take
yeah.
time. It will also take time, rather. Remember when COVID started in 2020? There was a lot of panic. This is a market crash. I saw a lot of financial experts talking about how this is a crash. You know what I did when the price came down? I started buying stocks because for me,
Yeah.
it was a perfect time to enter into the market. I knew the market was down.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know if the market was going to recover anytime soon, but I'm like, oh, they are great companies. I think at that time Microsoft was going for as low as $70. I'm like, what? Why are people complaining? You should be
When
buying.
that's what pushed me to buy this year. When I was seeing the track record for that COVID year, I'm like, what? What did I miss? Like,
Exactly. Exactly. Like Warren Buffett says, when others are fearful, be greedy. Because, when there's a wave of,
yeah.
like you rightly said, people have been talking about recession, recession, recession. So there's a bit of fear
Mm,
to invest in right now. And this is the perfect time to buy because the way you make profit is to buy low and sell high. So,
mm, yeah. Yeah.
judging from that, this time, what I'm doing personally, of course, I hold companies that I know that come what may, they have good fundamentals, good business operations, and I can trust them. So I'm sticking with them because I will not sell at a loss. Right now, if I sell, I'll be selling at a loss. So
Yeah.
also what I'm doing right now is the good ones that I've been eyeing since, but they were too expensive or looked too expensive to me. I'll buy them now.
Mm. My oil stocks did pretty good this last quarter.
Yes, yes.
Exxon and the rest and Chevron, they did very, very good. I'm like, in space of how many months? I'm like, damn, wow.
That's the way it
So I
is.
was proud of myself for that one.
Yeah, that's the way it is. And you can choose to sell that for profit now, and because there's always a
Yeah.
cycle, right? The stock that is high today
Mm,
will be low someday in the future, right?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you are just there for the happy ride and you don't prepare yourself for what
Mm,
comes during the bear market, or you don't believe in the companies
yeah.
they are holding, then it will be a problem.
Mm,
That's why people sell
yeah. Big problem.
um in panic. They just sell like, oh, it's crashing, it's collapsing, and they start selling off at a loss. So I think
Mm.
that is what I have to say about that.
Yeah, thank you so much. There's something that came to my mind when you were talking is a question. Should businesses like corporate brands themselves,
Mm,
I know if you go to Tesla and the rest, if you go to their portfolios, you see these different brands, although they are investment companies here buying these stocks. But a regular business should a regular business use their profit to do these investments, whether it's stock or crypto, I don't know, or the rest. Do you advise that regular businesses should invest? Because I'm sure that's supposed to be under financial planning for the business, right?
Yes. Okay. So what you're asking is, so if you have a corporate business now, should you buy stocks or do other form of investing? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, is it a good idea that some profits should also go into investments?
Yes. So it should. It should. It depends. I mean, people grow. If you are talking to about this now, it means you've grown out of, oh, it's just you that is running the business, or just is you have a proper structure in place. And of course, it means you've also grown to a point where you have enough funds to move into investment. It is good for a business to have investment, right? It is good for a country to have investment. It is good for everybody, any entity, all entities. All entities, it's good to have investment because um
Okay.
investment in real estate, investment in stocks, investment in equity fund, in different things depending on your interest and what your financial advisors are advising you on. So investment is because it adds more value to your portfolio, which to your financial statement as a business. It gives you more leverage. I mean, when you businesses are in cycles. When you enter a cycle where there is not so much, maybe a bearish cycle, you will have investments to bank on. You would have assets that you know that, okay, this asset has been generating so and so. Can we liquidate these assets to fund this aspect of business, or you want to scale? You will have assets to lay your hands on and monetize. So investment is good. His investment is very, very advisable for corporate businesses.
I don't want to close this chapter without just asking you, because apart from budgeting and finance, what are some other things? You don't have to really talk much about them, just if you can list them so that I have it in mind, of other things that should be in financial planning, whether monthly, quarterly, annually, or whatnot.
Okay, okay. First, you start with your budgeting, of course. You also must have a saving plan, an investment plan. You must have part of what is in financial planning is your healthcare plan, your retirement plan. Nobody's too young to start putting money towards retirement. Just let me, because the people be like, I'm not 50 yet, I'm not 60 yet. Well, that's the point of planning. You're planning ahead. Um, and you also should have a form of estate planning. Estate planning might come in different ways. For somebody that is still young and probably don't have a lot of assets yet, it might just be in the form of listing out all your, say, passwords to your important accounts or your stocks or your where you have money, where you have assets. You keep a proper documentation of it. And here is why it is an important part of financial planning. Is the wealth preservation part, and people often ignore it because they feel it's not necessary. And what you also find that is very common with people is that we are often very secretive about our assets. It's not everybody will tell if you have land on Lekki Island, right? It's not everybody that you will tell the amount you have in a stock portfolio, right? And sometimes our loved ones are not even aware of those things. And people try
Yeah.
to say, oh, it's not important. It is very important because I've heard several stories in my DMs of and in my community of people saying, oh, their father had this, but they can't claim it because they can't find the password, they don't know who to call, they don't know the account manager. So it is very important that estate planning is in place, and you can start in the smallest way by documenting your assets. Even if it is $100 you have in your piggy vest or stock something, have a journal, or online or your phone or something that you can keep track of for yourself as well. And
Yeah.
you can protect your wealth and know everything you have. I've met an investor that said they didn't remember that they bought a land. I mean, you get to some kind of money that you have that your brain will not carry all your assets. They had this land, people forgot about it for 10 years until she was just maybe reading an article and they mentioned that environment. She was like, wait, oh, it's like I bought land around this place how many years ago?
Mm.
Did I not? And to her it was a funny experience, and it made her realize the need to properly document her assets and put structure around it. So yes, that is very important.
That's something I'm going to try next year because I actually my investments are not documented.
Yeah, it should be.
I'm sorry, but it's not documented. It's just my phone and everything. I have the, but it's not properly documented. And I can't even say, okay, I started investing beginning of this year. How much went into it? What was my profit and stuff like that? If you ask me, I'll tell you I don't know. I just know I bought, I sold. That is it. So
Yeah,
thank you for that one. Yeah, the documentation part. Thank you so much for that.
you're
Okay,
welcome.
so round up with this budgets and are there types of budget? I don't know if you can take me through on that.
Yes, there are different methods that people use to budget, right? Some
Okay.
people use the journal method where at the beginning of the month you kind of write out everything you want to, all your expenses, the amount you're saving, you put a structure around your money, okay, what I'm expecting this month is say 300K, right? You know the
Mm,
amount you're putting towards your rent, the amount you're putting towards your other savings, say travel, whatever you're saving for, amount you're putting towards investment, amount you're putting towards your monthly needs such as food, transportation, data, things like that. Proper structure just listed out. And on this note, I would actually like to chip in that I'm currently working on a budget planner that is going to be very, very easy to use for people, to navigate their finances.
please, I'm on the wait list.
It should be out very soon, and we're still working on it. We're almost done. So
Okay.
it's a very useful resource. That's I believe is a very useful resource, and that's one way to budget. Some people prefer the envelope method, where they withdraw cash, say, and then they have different envelopes for different things. They withdraw, okay, this envelope is for my transportation, and every day they go to that envelope and take money for transportation. If there's change, they put it back, at the end of the day. And you can have envelope for food, you have envelope for different things, all different aspects of your spending. People use the envelope method, and people also use the apps. Technology
Okay.
has made things easier now, but unfortunately, in Nigeria, we don't really have a very good budgeting app yet. Most of the apps you see that can connect to your bank account, track everything as you're spending abroad. And it cannot really work here because you don't have things like their social security number and things like that. What we have here is our BVN and stuff. So on the apps, it might not really be effective. Another way that people can budget is to try and use some of these fintech platforms that provides the option of things like automated savings, especially for your savings. So in that case, you know that as your money is coming in, there's a percentage that is being removed for that you will not touch, right? And the other percentage, whatever is left, is for your spending. That might make it a
Okay.
bit less tedious for some people. I also use that method. So those are some of the methods, but those are the really significant ones: journaling, envelope method, and the online app that you can use, and then the automation method.
How do we develop budget?
Hmm.
I don't know. Using say you were talking about your project that you're starting that will help with the journaling part, right?
Yes.
How do we go about it? How do we start?
So part of what we've put into this budget planner is that it will walk you through the process. First is knowing your financial goals, right? Know what you want to achieve. If you know that in the year 2023, what I want to save is 1 million naira or 2 million naira, and you divide that by 12 months, you know how much you have to save every month. So knowing your financial goals, specific goals, will give you clarity even before you start budgeting. And that is part of what we put into this budget planner. And then you can now move to ways you want to get there. How much do I put aside? How much more work? How much put in to be able to achieve this? Do I need to earn more money? How much do I need to put towards my rent? And then the next phase you now go into is like distributing your resources to where your priorities are towards your financial goals. You know your needs, things that you need, you can't do without, bills you have to pay every month. Those ones are fixed, there's no negotiation. And you can now move on to other things like your savings target, your investment target, your flanger money, that is the money you spend on enjoyment with your friends or things you want to do for yourself. Say you want to pay for a particular course, you can put that and budget for it and include that into your budgeting. Yeah, so I think that simplifies it.
So when we go through this process, it will give us a full overview of what we need, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's a point of clarity.
Okay. So lastly, how do we achieve like lasting financial stability?
To achieve lasting financial stability, um, you have to first understand that this is a lifelong journey. It's a lifestyle. You want to start budgeting, you want to start saving, you want to start investing. It's not something you do once. Oh, I've done it. No, it's a lifestyle. It's about being consistent.
Yeah.
And that is what would tell you if you are moving towards your financial freedom or not. That is the indicator. For somebody like me now, it's just automatic for me to save every month. It feels weird when I don't save. Like, what happened to me? You know, because it has become a part of my lifestyle. So that is how you achieve financial stability. And you also must always ensure, I know we've heard this 1,001 times, in business, in your personal life, always ensure that you are living below your means. One problem that a lot of countries have, and when they start having economic problems like Nigeria, is that when you start spending more than what you're making, then there is a problem. So countries, what they now start doing is going into debt, and in personal life you see that as well. In businesses you see that when companies have to start borrowing money to do business, it just shows that you've been spending more than you're making. You're not living within your means. And when you're living below your means, rather, when you're living below your means, that's when you would have excess to put towards investment, to put towards your retirement, to put it towards your healthcare, to put towards accumulating assets. And that is how you become financially stable, financially free. That is a key part to it. Another part is as we keep growing in business, in personal life, we should ensure that we are aspiring to always earn more. Don't focus on, oh, I want to. What did you earn last year? Did you earn 100,000 per month? This year, move it up a bit. I want to earn 150. But did you earn 500K per month last year? Move it up a bit. I want to start earning 600 or double 1 million. And then you start thinking of ways you can make that happen for yourself. Because with the more inflow you have, if you don't inflate your lifestyle, you'll be able to do more with the excess resources, right? If you're able to save 200K from a 500,000 income per month, imagine what you'd be able to do with 1 million. How much you'll be able to save and how fast your financial stability will grow.
In summary, what we've spoken about today, the roles that budget play
Yes.
in scalability and growth of our business, right? And we've we are strong on the fact that both corporate brands and personal brands need budgets. And you've spoken a bit of how business can also invest and how we can do some financial planning. And I'm still serious about putting me on the wait list for the budgeting journal because it's something I really do need. And we also spoke about how we can develop this budget and achieve long lasting financial stability. So if there's anything that you need to go back
Mm.
and listen to, please listen to it again because it was something that was too valuable. And If I when I check more, I think there are some courses
Okay.
that I've seen
Yes.
that you
So
have that
currently
help
we
with these
have
processes. Can you tell us a bit about them and how we
a
can access them?
2 days level up boot camp that we are planning for, especially for young people that are looking to start side hustles. I've partnered with three other experts or coaches or experts in their niche to come and teach to come and teach four side hustles, profitable side hustles that people can start. Young people, people that are looking for ways to make more money. So that is something that is coming up, and right now it is heavily, heavily discounted, going for 6,500. We also have our NFT course that is very detailed on getting you started on NFT. I started doing NFT this year, and some pretty amazing results that I was able to get, and all the insights I had, all the insights I got from my experience, I put it into that course. And we also offer one-on-one consultations. Say you want to have talk to a financial advisor, yes, we offer that. You can have access to that. We also have an investment club where we present our members with different opportunities, because the problem of falling into Ponzi scheme, excuse me, falling into the wrong hands, scams and Ponzi schemes, try when investors are trying to invest, has become very common. So we started the investment club so that we can share valuable information, insights, accountability with our members, and it's doing really well. The sign up fee for that is there's an annual fee of 50,000 naira to join us. So these are things that we are working on and services that we provide. And if you have any question at any time, I mean, I like to answer people. So in my DMs, in my comment section, you can always ask your questions. At least I would answer to the best of my ability, or as much as the space and time would allow me. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, I think I need to join the community because I really fell in love with investing this year. If you'd like to work with Ife one on one, please reach out to her on her social media. She's the only one bearing Money Talk with Ife. Everywhere, Money Talk with Ife. So make sure you get to her. And her website is mtwi financial advisory services.com. I don't know why she did that. I don't know why that website is so long. Really, I do not know why it had to be that long. But I'm not even judging you right now. So but I'm going to drop the link in the description below. So head over to the
Yeah, I
website,
was just a
and
funny
I think
story.
you'll
I
be able to
built that
access the
website
course there
myself. Like I said, jack of
and
all trades.
have a chat with
It
her.
probably
Maybe
shows
to
experts that have seen it. They knew that it was an amateur that did it, but they were charging me crazy amount of money. I'm like, "Sure, this is WordPress. I'll do it myself." And then I chose that very. I'm
oh
telling
my
you,
goodness.
I chose that very long name.
You went to
And when
learn
I finished, I'm
WordPress,
like, "Someone
guys.
sent you."
you know let me tell you something. Feel like you're making people believe. I mean, you're making the myths true about the fact that those people who are into budgeting and investment and everything, they are
I
quite stingy.
mean,
Because why
it
on
depends on
earth would
perspective.
you
It's
go
about
and learn?
utilizing financial resources. It's
Oh
not
my goodness.
stinginess.
Oh my goodness. People feel like they hoard money so much. But to be honest, like if I wasn't keeping a funny enough, I'm an entrepreneur, but I still have projects that I work on the side. Like I have clients, full time clients I work with by the side. And I'm into other
Hmm.
things. Not like so much. I'm trying my best to streamline so that my next year is more focused, right? But I'm in a place right now that all the savings that most of my savings that I was keeping every single month and even the investments I made, I need a bit of that to settle something now. And I'm like imagining if I wasn't keeping that money aside and actually living below my means and doing what is
Yeah.
necessary. I do not know, and I'm sure that I won't be able to fix what is on ground right now. Actually, there's a friend of mine that really did this whole piggy bank, and then she was putting serious amount of money. I went to tell her in the beginning of the year that it is not so wise, to be honest. Because I'm imagining when she broke
Yeah.
apart the piggy bank to travel, because she was keeping the money so that she can jolly this December. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And I'm like, if you had kept that money in bamboo or whatever and locked it up as dollar and withdraw it. Do you know how much I'm not saying she should invest in stock. Oh. Just save that naira that you kept.
Mm.
And I can't even imagine how much it's going to be because now that dollar is like 850 naira, right? Or so. Like it would have been more
Mm.
of a game changer to her saving this thing, but I just say let me keep my mouth shut. Though there's not anybody that send me before they will go and lose money and they say Sharon the advice. Yeah, I'm not a financial advisor, so I carry the advice I gave my own self because even if I'm crying now that my
Mm.
stocks are in red, I bought those. I bought the dollar very cheap that time. So even if I sell just a bit on green of what I bought and still take it again to naira, I'm still on the winning side plus dividends and everything. Like I love stock investment so much that I actually forgot about crypto. I do not still understand crypto,
Yeah.
neither do I even understand
Yeah.
NFT. But maybe I'll get a course and check
Thank you so
myself
much.
with that if it will work for me. But man, it was so good having you here. I had a very good time. I'm so grateful. So much insight. First of all, I need to go budget. What else do I need again? I need to go and start budgeting and writing things down because I did not write what I don't really write what is going out. I love Kuda Bank though because of this budgeting thing they incorporated where I use it a lot, to be honest. I use this a lot. Where when you send money out of your bank account, you can place them in particular segments, at the end of the month you get to know how
That's
much did I
great.
spend on food, how much did I spend on transport, how much did I spend on so stuff
Mm.
and everything. Like it was a game changer when I look back and I'm like I'm spending 20,000 naira on data. Why am I spending I'm spending
Mm.
20,000 naira on data per month? Why don't I just buy a bigger plan and I know that it's going to take me for the month instead of buying it in bits instead of that. So like the budget is actually because of Kuda and that thing helped for
For
me.
having.
That's why I was like, I need to bring Ife on the show and be like,
Mm.
please talk a bit about this budgeting thing. Because even when I was working with the travel agency as a marketing director, when I was working with them, I was begging. It was a contract work for 3 months, and I'm like, okay, we need a marketing budget. Like, just give me something to work. I don't care how small it is, but you need to see results. And for you to see results in marketing, you actually have to have a budget down. And then they kept stalling. I'd be like, we have to fix some things internally before we go out and everything. And then 3 months passed, and I'm angry because I didn't
Mm.
get to meet up to expectation because of there was literally in the 3 months no budget down for marketing. And a lot of companies do this because I have worked as a marketing director in different companies, skincare, travel, a lot of companies. And then one thing I noticed is that they do not keep budget aside. I want to talk about that, but maybe not on that in another episode. They don't keep budget aside for these certain things, like keep budget aside for marketing, keep budget aside for even transportation and data and all those kind of things. They just pull out money when they can and they don't record all of that. So it's a big issue, and I think businesses should please, please, please do whatever you can. If you need to talk to you first, since we are because of time, we are not able to talk about everything. Reach out to you first so that she can help you on how to prepare these budgets, what you should be looking at because you have to look at your profits first, what profit you're making, the price of the services or the goods you're selling, whether you should increase them so that you can have a better budget or reduce them or whatever, and then how you can distribute this budget to make your company grow and scale. Because without setting budget for these things, you're pulling money at any time your personal stand tell you that you need money for fuel, you need money for this, you need money for that, and then there's no budget aside for those things. It's not a good thing. So please get the courses, book her up, and then you guys should really talk. I'm so grateful once again. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me this week. I'll be back next week with more information. So have a great week ahead and God bless you. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Follow if you haven't followed. You can show some love. We want to get to feel your 2 cents. So just drop a review, subscribe to our channel, join the conversation, join the communities. In our community, we talk every day. So even if we come here and talk once in a week in our community, we talk every day. If you have a question pertaining to branding or business development, development, you can email us at africanbrandacademy@gmail.com or message us on any of the social media platforms or social media communities, and I will be able to answer you on the next episode. It could be your question, and even if I'm not able to answer you here directly, I'd make sure to answer you in the communities. And this is Sharon Alfred saying ciao. Take care.